Yeah. Welcome to the Sonic Truth. An Audioscape podcast. So, welcome back, Chris.
Thank you.
So, he's been missing for the last couple episodes, but we are schedules are finally well. And all that stuff. Let's introduce our guests while we're here because we're going up really quick. So, you want to introduce yourself? Look at that. It's Rome.
What's going
everybody.
on? My name's Rome, singing Sublime with Rome, and Rome Duddy. It's a lot of Rome.
Roman, yeah.
I love hearing you announce the name of your bands and then
It's so much. It's so self-indulgent. It's like what marketing, I guess, should be, right? Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
And to
what's
my
up?
left,
Oh, yep. And over here we have.
I'm Duddy. I sing and play guitar in the Dirty Heads, and I am one half of the Rome and Duddy project.
again, ding.
So,
Yeah, no, we're stoked, man. We had a private event. I don't even think you guys know this, so I'll tell you the backstory of why we're even here.
okay.
We had a private show last night for a really cool surf magazine company, or I don't even know, but
No, it wasn't a surf
It
magazine
wasn't.
company.
It was just at their bar.
The guy who put that on owns like 5 bars right on that area.
Wow! So he just threw it in that spot.
So he threw
Anyway, we had a sick private show last night. It was really awesome. Show went great, and we were all sitting back in the hotel and drinking, and we had an early flight out today, and we were thinking, we just dropped this new song, and it could be really awesome. Gator, I heard you work for a really rad music company that makes some really badass gear that I'm a big fan of. I said, Gator, I have 2 questions for you, and just shoot them to me straight. I'm like, how far is where you live from here? He's like, about an hour and 25. I'm like, okay. I'm like, does Audioscape have a studio we can possibly use tomorrow? And he's like, I can call and see what's up. And then, boom, the whole entire day unfolded. You guys were cool enough to be like, we woke you up in the middle of the night.
Yep.
God bless you.
Yeah.
We were 2 a.m. drinking tequila, but just thinking about really putting together the raddest day. Because we have this new song out called Coast of Mexico, and he lives in California. I live in Nashville. And it could be difficult for us to get together and be able to, promote our stuff, our songs, and make awesome content, for all of our music. So we're like, let's stay in this paradise for an extra day. Come hang out with you guys. Check out your guys' awesome shop. Check out, the HQ and come and do the podcast, record some songs, and just bro down and make it a whole day. So here we are.
It was half to get good work done, but it was also half because we were like, how do we get out of this 3:30 lobby call that we have? It was just,
I tried to play it off too that you guys didn't wake me up. I just Gator.
I mean, I would be concerned if you were just wide awake at 3 a.m.
Don't put it past me.
How's it going, bro?
Don't put it past me. I got a child, and sometimes the middle of the night's the only time I get to myself.
Well, I hear you.
Rob called me Gator.
Shout out to Rob.
Yeah, shout out to
Lanigan.
Rob. He called me and he's like, I didn't wake you up, did I? And I was just like, and I was just like, no. And I tried to play it off because he said that he was with you. He was like, he's like, hey, I'm with Rome. I didn't wake you up, did I? And I was just like, oh, no. Man, I'm just, no, man, I'm just really high.
That's what he said.
I just tried to play it off as if I was like, I'm just gonna try to be on their level and just
that would have been impossible.
And make it and just make it seem like I'm way cooler than I am. So I'm pretty cool, but just wanted to make sure. But here we are. So, I mean, obviously, we've talked on Instagram a few times, you and I.
Yeah, I didn't know it was you, the man behind the mirror,
Well, no, he's the man behind the mirror.
Well, he's the man behind the big mirror. You're the man behind the IG mirror, the social media and stuff, right?
Yeah. Anytime, anytime somebody, that's basically. I don't know. It's a lot of hats right now. So
I got you.
Yeah, sometimes they'll flip off. Sometimes Nicole jumps on there and answers
that's
some
cool.
stuff too.
Yeah.
I mean, that was what was really cool about checking out your guys' headquarters today was just kind of seeing how everybody was it seemed like a really kind of like family vibe.
Oh,
like
totally.
it wasn't all
Yeah.
like separated and everybody was like, doing their own thing. Like it seemed like everybody was kind of like, like a community.
Yeah.
It was cool, man. It
it
looked like
was-
everybody was really happy, and it's probably why your guys' gear's so good.
Yeah,
It's kind of like especially outside and you eat lunch, it's like a Muscle Shoals kind of vibe, Like
Yeah, the
that's what
baseball field.
That's what we were going for. Like
Yeah,
That's
just
a beautiful spot, man.
Yeah,
The sun comes down to the trees and everything.
trying to capture that magic in the gear. So it's
Yeah.
gotta
Yeah.
get there with the spot that you're in.
I mean, especially like you guys were saying, like you're bouncing back from like the hurricane. It's like
Yeah, the hurricane a few months ago, back September. Yeah,
That's wild, man. That was such a bummer to hear about that.
yeah, we were just at the beach and saw some.
Hurricane Nicole is what tore up the beach.
Yeah,
After-
that one. That
Oh,
one.
the
God.
second
Yeah.
one, yeah. Ian kicked our butt, and then the beach side really got it with Nicole.
Oh yeah. It I think Ian loosened up the ground.
Yeah, right. And then
Nicole took it out. So yeah, if you go to Wilbur by the Sea, you'll see a bunch of houses like falling into the ocean, like the whole
washed
back
out.
half of it.
Yeah, washed out right under the
awful.
sand
Yeah.
dunes.
Yeah, we saw some of that today.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah, it sucks, but they just got a bunch of money to restore the beach, so we'll see what happens. I guess they're not taking into account rising sea levels or anything, so they're just like, let's throw more sand on it.
That'll fix it.
They'll fix it. They'll fix everything. So I would have built a giant wall, but
You know how that goes in this country.
So, what was it? So, how did you like before Gator was working here and
Yeah.
stuff? You knew who we were. Like, how did
man.
how did you come across Audioscape?
Well, I'm a big audio just nerd. Like,
Okay.
so story goes, for me, like I started playing music at a really young age, like 11 or 12. And quickly, I like learned. I was like, I want to record myself because I came up in the MySpace era.
Yeah.
So
me too.
so
I think we all did.
There was just
Well-
like like that those 4 songs you could upload. That's the coolest thing in the world. And like I mean, in our age and stuff, it's like if you can like record yourself and then put it up, like that's kind of like everything. Like it's like kind of dangerous. I mean, so.
more so now.
Yeah, especially now. But dude, like, so that struck like a really big, like, just passion of mine. I was like, okay, I can play music. I want to learn how to record it. And obviously, as we all know, that is like a rabbit hole, of like, you can just, it's forever. And I fall in and out of cycles as well. But yeah, it's a thing. So I really fell in love with the idea of recording music, and I got a laptop and I got Pro Tools when I was a kid and stuff. And then I moved to Los Angeles to become an engineer. That was like my plan was I was going to go and study like at the Musicians Institute and get a degree in being an engineer. And then I wanted to like show my like music demos to like big time producers and labels. That was like how it was gonna go down. And it didn't go down that way, but it's all good because what happened was I started working at a studio. That's where I met Duddy. Yeah. And the guy that kind of, I mean, I don't want to speak for you, but the guy that I think, he definitely kind of like, helped, like mentored like me and like studio and taught me like about, what the threshold and the attack and the release and, the difference between like a parametric EQ and what a Pultec does and what attenuation, all that stuff. He kind of took me to school with that and I learned so much from that. And then it just, it kind of just kept going. So how did I find out you? To circle back to that, mad Instagram ads, a lot of Instagram ads because I'm always looking at gear. I live on Reverb, and I'm always looking at like hardware and stuff, and I just get like ads and eventually like people will buy stuff and you'll see it in the studio rack and you'll be like, what the hell? And then after like seeing it, like, I'm not gonna lie. At first, I was like, okay, cool, like another recreation of a classic. But then I was at my friend Brent's studio in Thompson Station over in Tennessee, and he has a couple of you guys' stuff. He has the decomp limiter and the V60. Is that what it is? The V1290. V1290. And dude, I mean, it was just like a classic, but then on like steroids, you know, and consistent and punchy and like warm and everything that you want. Every adjective you can think of, it was just like, okay, awesome. And then I've been on the quest to try and score one, and I can never get them because they're always sold out in seconds. So,
Well,
you know,
I
if
mean-
you know anybody,
I mean,
brother,
We might know a few people.
might know a few people. I mean, like, because you told me you're after a decomp, right?
yeah, man, I love that thing.
Well, I mean, if you could stop just taking your bass player out on tour, maybe you get one made up for you.
Yeah. Shout out to Gator, man. He's also making those things and we pull them out on the road. But no, man, it's you know, it's been a blessing, you know. I've been able to, you know, travel to some of the greatest recording studios in the world and like and work with some of the greatest minds and just see how people operate and use the same piece of gear differently. And I mean, it's definitely led me into a whole world of like music and producing. I mean, me and Duddy have worked on all kinds of stuff. You know, he's got all kinds of, you know, dope ass like records and big hit songs and stuff now because he's cool. But you know, it's cool, man. Like it's you know, we're constantly learning and trying to you know, find new stuff.
That's what it is, right
Yeah.
there. Constantly learning every day.
You got to, man. You have to.
Nail on the head, right there.
You have to. It's how you grow, you know.
Yeah, every day. It's like if you're not learning, you just suck. You know.
Yeah, pretty
Straight
much.
up, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I learn something new every day over at Audioscape. So, you know, sometimes it's shut the fuck up, but it's
Which is a big thing, though, man.
I'll tell you what, a lot of people need to learn how to do that.
I agree.
That's very true.
I'm one of them.
Sometimes you learn what things are when you walk into them.
Yep. I was like, oh, that's a box of tubes. Okay.
Don't do that again.
Don't do that again. Those are expensive.
Brand new tubes
Brand new tubes
from the 50s.
Brand new tubes from the 50s. New old stock though. That's what we try to.
That's one of the most fun things we do. Is like, oh, look at this date code. It's here's an RCA from 1957, made in the third week. It's like it's just cool. Yeah.
That's how we like do things. So I mean,
then you put it in the first position. You're like, oh, it's got a little too much hum. Got to use it in the third position.
Or too microphonic.
Too microphonic.
Too microphonic. Like once I found out about like microphonic tubes, that also changed things for me because I was like, so that's what's wrong with some of my shit.
I might need to read that article. I got some stuff with tubes that,
Well, yeah, just
Weird.
like touch it and like
Tube selection is such a big deal. And then sometimes people email in, they're like, yeah, can I change the tubes in this? It's like, don't do it. Then the next email is going to be, why is it noisy?
because they don't play well together. All those ones don't play well together.
See, I would never buy something like that, like brilliant minds like you guys are putting together, for me to just pop open and mess with.
Well, people, they've almost become accustomed with stuff maybe in our price range that, you buy it and you change the tube out because it's got the cheap whatever tubes that are thrown in there stock. And that's like sort of the mindset. I mean, when I was, coming up with gear, that's what the mindset was.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, let me get this, Art MPA gold and let's change out the tubes.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, let's throw a Telefunken in there and, that's what,
Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with that if that's where your price,
Yeah.
bracket's at. That's a couple $100 preamp or whatever, but that's, sort of the mindset. So people, sometimes they think that, oh, let me just, if I get, some gear that I got some money left over, let me see if I can upgrade the tubes. But there's not really, at this point, it just becomes sort of preference, but you better have good couple hundred tubes.
Yeah. as the former slogan, we are the upgrade.
That's a pretty good slogan.
No, I don't know. We powered by the Sonic Truth is.
That's a little more, on brand.
Yeah. On brand. Powered by the Sonic Truth, and then I always tell people, I'm like, we're after your rack space, not your wallets. So because other companies,
and then they're like, why can't I get it then, Trevor?
Yeah,
I was about to
It's my
say,
birthday,
dude.
Trevor.
oh yeah,
It's my birthday. You were
it's my
talking about that
birthday.
earlier.
Why can't I get this? Why do I have to? I don't know you. Why do I have to celebrate you like coming into the
I'm
world?
gonna need to see some ID or something too.
Yeah.
You know.
Send me an ID. Show me that. Also, social security card and
This isn't the Olive Garden.
and-
you know,
and
we don't just
number
take
and
your word
routing
that it's your
number.
birthday.
and mom's maiden name. Like, give me all your security questions.
Bitcoin and ETH address, please. Yeah, dude. No, it's a trip.
So you were at the studio, over at the studio / headquarters and everything today.
Yeah.
What was your big takeaway from like just seeing, like, I know you were talking about how everybody being a family and everything, but were you surprised to see how small it was compared to like
Yeah, dude, for sure. I thought your guys' outfit was a lot bigger.
a lot of people
Which is awesome too. Like, which you ruining that guy's birthday is actually. I mean, that's a good like sign of just like it's very personal. Like it's not like 1,000 people. It's not like some huge warehouse. Like even though I saw what you guys are moving into, which is freaking rad. Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like it's just like a giant factory, cold. Like 1 million boxes and people who are just checking in. It's like like that transcends into the product always. It always does. Like it's like a happy house makes like happier kids, I think. Should anyway, who knows? But
that sounds pretty
that's
good.
why I like to think like it spills down into like what you guys make, and I mean that's for me, like I'll rock with good gear anyway. If it's awesome, I don't give a shit what you do. Like, that's on you. You're the one who got to pay for that in the final day. But hey, I like your compressors, man. But when you go, when you meet people and you guys are really awesome people, and then I got to take a tour of everything and see how you guys work together and everything's just it's cool because it looks like all minds are kind of working together, not like separated off like you'd imagine it like Apple or something, separated by floors and departments, and you can't talk to that guy without talking to this guy, and then I don't know.
No bureaucracy.
Yeah, no bureaucracy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it's got a time and a place for businesses, but I don't know. Like, it seems like you guys are still in touch with like the rock and roll aspect of just everything.
Yeah.
Which is what it should be, man. It should be homies hanging out, making shit. That's what I think.
That's we'll put on track. Like sometimes just listen to a couple different units because sometimes you build things this way. There's a slight variance.
Dude, that sounds so.
And we just sit there and we at the end of the day we listen and we're like, oh yeah, we like this one because of this or that.
Yeah.
And, it's fun.
Well, if the music career doesn't work out for you guys, we always have a spot with us.
Dude, I'm down, dude.
Yeah.
I'm down.
I'll make you guys coffee and stuff. That's
Coming for your job, Gator.
Yeah, Gator with Sublime.
Yeah. There we go. You go out on that bus, man. I'm going to stay home with my kids.
No. It's not Rome with it's
Sublime with Rome.
Okay, so it would be Sublime
We
with
swapped
Gator.
it.
Sublime with Gator, and then
Yeah.
we would do the
Which
Gator and
actually
Duddy
sounds
project.
a little cooler than Rome, to be honest.
Sublime
You
with
might want to
Gator.
check that. We actually, dude, oh my God, we have this really cool old tour shirt of like, it's like a fucking, like a red sports car, like convertible. It's like an old Camaro or something. And an alligator's just chilling with a joint hanging out of his mouth and sunglasses. And it says like Sublime with Rome in like lipstick writing. Dang, okay. I'm going to try and find that for you.
There you go. Make sure
Gator.
you got to personalize it for him somehow. Maybe do another run of it.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Unless you it's like a risk of getting sued, then don't.
Dude, I'm done. Those days are over for me.
Oh, the suit.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
You never
I'm
know.
just kidding. They're not done for me.
Life's long, man. You never know.
I got some copyright shit that
I
I
don't know
plan
why. I
on.
just piss people off sometimes, and they just want to sue me.
I mean, it happens. It happens. I pissed off a guy for his birthday. So you
Yeah,
know,
he might sue you, dog. Now after watching it,
Emotional duress.
come
He's
get
gonna
me.
hear this episode and he's gonna be like,
Come
"You
get me."
batting off me."
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
You're talking about it.
Yeah.
sue. Yeah, dude, you can do that.
Yeah.
This guy talks shit on me online. I'm suing his whole family.
Oh, God.
Taking him down.
I didn't say him by name.
want all your
Just
kids'
roasted up. He ruined my life.
Please take them all. Take them all. I don't want any
Tired
of
of
that shit in
stepping
my
on 'em.
house anymore. I'm tired of him not picking up after him. So, Atticus, if you hear me, I am going to get. If somebody goes to sue me, you're get all your toys first. I fucked that whole thing up. All right.
The passion was there.
The passion is there.
Your heart was in the right
passion
place.
is there.
Trying to take away your kids' toys.
Yeah. He'll be like, no, and I'll be like, shut up. I bought them. And your mother. So
I have a question for you guys. How do you how do you come up with what to make next? Like, obviously, there's so much rad shit out there. You know what I mean?
It's like a kid in a candy store.
That's what I'd imagine, especially after you guys have done so many like variety of different pieces of gear. I imagine like you got a
always
good lay of land. You know,
It's like a revolving door of products that we're working on all at once. And luckily, getting some more help with that in those areas. You know, we have, a lot of people helping with, PCB design. Ryan, who you met earlier, he does all the mechanical case designs, like the 260 VU.
Yeah.
He designed all that to make it
thing's
look like
beautiful,
the
by the
original,
way.
which nobody's really done that case design since then. And we got
it's on the money.
yeah. Wait till you see what's coming. Even with we're gonna release at NAM, and we got I think 3 or 4 we're gonna drop this year for new products. So
4 is in the plan. But
I'm trying to get some sleep this year. So.
Yeah.
3 to 4.
3 for sure. I was trying to get some sleep last night, but
Here we are.
but 3 to 4. But yeah,
But it's always so. It's like whatever's sort of being the most agreeable, we're seeing a light at the end of the tunnel. That's what sort of just finds its way. So there's like, there's been some leaks, in the past and stuff we were working on, and people know about it on forums. So then like we make a post of sales like, when's the 670 coming?
it's
And
just
just chill. Have you seen the size of this thing?
God, that's hilarious, man.
it takes time. Like just everything takes time. There's stuff that Chris has been working on since like before I ever met him, and it's still not out, but it takes.
It's like making an album.
Yeah. It was
It's it's just like compiling a bunch of like great ideas and sifting through and finding the good
It's
ones.
exactly
and
like that. Yeah.
it may not work now, like because sometimes like with us, like with songs, like we'll work on a song and then it won't work for that time, and then years later or a piece of it, chunks, lyrics, a melody, you're like, why does that sound familiar? And then like after you're already recorded, you're like, oh my God, that was like part of an idea that we recorded years ago and never used or something like that. Like that's like
and your mind like sort of subconsciously or whatever rearranged it into that's.
But that's the I think that's the still learning. I get that's the importance of like continuing to like still just do new stuff and try out new things because that's how you're gonna be able to
And that's the environment we like to work in. Like anyone who starts there, you start a new job or you start somewhere, you're afraid that like you're gonna make a mistake. And like, you're gonna make a mistake every day.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's like
If
That's
you're
like
lucky,
writing an album right there.
Yeah.
You're gonna make a mistake every day in the studio.
Yep.
You'll think you got something cool. You come back in the next day and you listen. And you're like, what were you thinking last
whole
night?
day.
We've had a few days where it was just over there just working on something, and then what is it? The Golden 58. I think it took like 8 hours to tube roll one of those things one time, like for me. Like when I was doing that, like they just got me away from it. They're like, don't touch that shit. So
We want you over here.
we want you over here. Well, you mean well. We get it.
You guys ever have you ever got like someone dropped an idea that you guys were doing before you, like when you guys were in production?
Yeah.
Yeah, especially doing this. There's a lot of times we don't really focus too much on what's out there. We're just trying to follow like what inspires us, and that's you know, just like with songwriting. You know, it's like whatever. And you sometimes that'll happen with you have a song. Oh, that's a similar chord structure.
Yeah, totally.
You know, and that it just happens, and you know, sometimes. Good example is it wasn't even the same sector. We were going to release the Golden 58, and it was originally it was slated to be called Goldie, and the same year, Summer NAMM 2021. It was a really small Summer NAMM, but of course they were announcing a guitar.
Yeah,
for St. Vincent. You know, that
would have got buried in Google, man.
So we named it after the 5879 tubes that are used in it, the Golden 58. So that's what we did. We sort of adapted that on the fly. So that's an example of where something external did change what we were doing internally because of obviously the name is, you know.
You got to be able to pivot fast, you know? You got to.
And that's key. You're right. You got to be able to.
Got it, man. You got to think on your feet.
And I think Audioscape, I mean, like, because like I said, people will reach out and just be like, when's this coming out? When's this coming out? We're not in a race.
Yeah.
You know, we're not trying to, like, sure, we can throw something together and just to get it out there.
So barely
why would we do that?
We could drop 6 products right now.
And they'd all sell out.
They'll all sell out, but they all will also be be coming back to us with an issue.
Dude, that was another really cool thing that I honestly thought that I'd go in there and see just like racks of all this stuff. You guys like, everything you guys are making it and turning them, and burning them. Like, which is rad. Like you know, everything you're working on is already out the door.
It all depends on when you come by too. That shop looks different from week to week.
Yeah,
it's like completely evolving. Yeah,
we also cleaned up a little for you.
Hey man, I know how it goes.
I vacuumed. I moved some boxes out of there. It was fine.
Hey, we appreciate it, man.
All on no sleep too.
I got a little bit of sleep, so we're good.
He shows up later.
You know. Well, I mean, I wake up at like 7:30, 8 o'clock every morning from my kid, but like I can't sleep. I have insomnia, so it just happens. But last night I finally got to sleep, and then got woken up twice. So one was a great call. That was a great call. The other one was my kid going like, "Daddy, I want pizza," and I'm like, I was like, it's fucking 3 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
I'm like, you're gonna starve right now. So, I cooked him a little bit of pizza real quick. I
Good
did
dad.
that.
I would have told his ass to go to bed, get out of my room.
I cooked him some pizza, and I was just like, dude, you gotta go back to bed. And he was like, I don't want to go to sleep. And I was like, all right, well, you're staying up by yourself then.
Peace out, man.
Here's the pizza. Here's the TV. Here's a glass of water.
Here's a glass of wine. Just have at it.
No, that would be if Chris woke me up in the middle of the night.
I like that.
Just be like, hey, Trevor, I want some pizza. And I'd be like, all right, well, here's your pizza. Here's your glass of wine.
I'm domesticated.
That's a great way of saying it. I like that.
I'm domesticated.
Yeah.
I'm a little feral myself.
I would try that, but no one would.
That's what happens when you stay at home and work on gear all the time, and you know.
Yeah, no, if it wasn't for Audioscape, I probably wouldn't leave my house. So, you know, I'm a real homebody. And also this podcast. So, I mean, but also if it wasn't for Audioscape, I wouldn't be on this podcast. So
it's funny, life's full circle like that sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
Beautiful thing.